Hello, everybody. This is Rick with the Monorail Tales podcast, and I'm here with my very special friend, Bee Thaxton of dvcshop.com. And we are going to be doing a series of episodes about each of the DVC resorts. This one will be about Saratoga Springs.
Because we wanted to give you all a little history of each resort, what they offer, what they have, how long they've been around.
Special.
Yeah. And so we're going to start off with Saratoga Springs.
Right.
Where do you want to start, Rick?
We already started with the name of it. There is one special thing about the size of Saratoga Springs, so let's go ahead and start with that.
Okay. It is the largest resort on property. It has 1,320 rooms, and it was built in 2004. And what a lot of people don't know is it is the most central resort to all four parks. If you look at a map, Saratoga is in the middle of all four parks. If you're staying there, you're going to all four parks equally, that's your best place to stay because it's the closest to all four parks in general. It's not closer to it's not on top of Magic Kingdom. It's not on top of Animal Kingdom, but it is the most centrally located to all four parks.
Benefit of the location, besides being centrally located to the theme parks, is it's adjacent to Disney Springs.
Absolutely. Walk over to Blaze and get a pizza anytime.
Yes. And they're not operating right now, I don't think, but there are also boat transportation to the other end of Disney Springs. Is that right?
That's correct. And it'll let you out near the boathouse. So you've got that. And so if you've got teenagers and they're driving you crazy, they're 15, 16, 17 years old, let them walk over to Disney Springs, or even better, you walk over to Disney Springs. Saratoga is broken down into 5 sections. You've got the Springs and Congress Park, which are the preferred areas, and then you've got the Paddock, the Grandstand, and the Carousel, which are standard areas. Each section has its own pool. There are 2 pools that have slides and snack bars and activities and fun stuff, and then you've got 3 areas that have quiet pools that if you've had enough of people and you want to get rid of them and be done with them, you can go to the quiet pool. You don't have to go to where all the activity is. So that's one of the nice things with Saratoga. It's and with the exception of the Grandstand area, it's all within a 5-minute walking distance to each other. Each section.
Mm-hmm. So with the names of those areas, people might be wondering what the theme of the resort is.
It is themed after Saratoga Springs Racetrack in upstate New York. Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's themed after the horse racing. That's why it has the horse out front with the jockey on it. Mm-hmm. And every now and then the announcer goes off whatever it is.
The names are like Paddock, it's like a horse paddock. Congress Park is an area of Saratoga Springs. The grandstand is like, a grandstand where you would sit and watch a race. So
carousel was for like a carousel with horses on it.
Yes, and it does have a little non-operational carousel there.
Yes, it does. Very much so.
One thing I thought that was interesting in the lobby is that they have portraits of several of the Disney horses from the different movies. Mm-hmm. Like Mulan's horse, the horse from Prince Philip.
Gaston's horse, I believe, is in there.
The horse from Home on the Range, which is one of my favorite underrated Disney movies.
Cinderella's horses.
Mm-hmm. So it's just... they have little Disney touches all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not very really in your face. You have to look for it and tie it back into what the theme is.
And as far as the preferred areas go, the Springs is the central area with the main feature pool, where the check-in is, where the restaurants are, and then Congress Park is the one that's adjacent to Disney Springs.
Correct. Those are the preferred. And as far as the restaurants are concerned, you've got Artist Point, which has really good food. I don't care what anybody says, even though it's quick serve. Um, they've got a lobster roll that I love. I usually get it in lettuce so I can just sit and eat the lobster. It's big chunks of lobster. The Turf Club, you can almost always walk in. I have never had a bad meal. Back in that area, there's a pool table, they have a bar, there's a loungy. It's not a bar, sit at the bar. It's just like a window, but a loungy feel that's very comfortable. And a lot of people don't even realize that it's back in that corner. Both restaurants, quick serve and the sit down, are very good.
If I'm not mistaken, the Turf Club's supposed to have really good steaks as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Prime rib is their specialty.
There is one other area that we neglected to mention about Saratoga Springs.
The spa.
The tree houses.
Oh, the tree houses. Yes. Do you know that the tree houses had to be remodeled because for a while they used them for the college program and they got tore to pieces and had to be remodeled?
I can imagine.
Tree houses are really nice. They say they sleep, I think, 9, but I can't figure out how because it's kind of awkward. It's a round shape. So one room has has bunk beds in it. And there's a sleeper sofa in the living room and maybe a chair and then the king size bed. But the rooms are very small. Even the living area is very small. But it's a very quiet area. There's another pool over there. You have your own parking in front of your treehouse, and you have a grill at the foot of the steps as you go up to the treehouse.
And that is an isolated area. Is that correct?
It is. To get to the parks, you have to take an internal bus from there over to Disney Springs to catch a bus to the parks from there.
Okay. Well, speaking of transportation, what is the transportation to the parks? Is it only buses?
It is only buses. And people have complained about the bus. I own at Saratoga. I stay there all the time. I love it there. I have never had any issue with the buses at Saratoga. And if there is, you can always walk across to Disney Springs and catch a bus from there if you want to go to another resort. And that's one of the nice things that you have there. If you have dinner at Grand Floridian, walk across to Disney Springs or catch the boat across to Disney Springs and then catch a bus to Grand Floridian. You don't have to go to a park, get off a bus, transfer, get back on. It's much easier.
So, as far as we talked about preferred and standard areas, the tree houses, what type of rooms do they have at Saratoga?
They have studios that sleep 4, 1 bedrooms that sleep 5, 2 bedrooms that sleep 7, 3 bedrooms, grand villas that sleep 9. The preferred rooms have all just been renovated and they are now working. I want to say they're working in the grandstand area. I'm not positive, but I know they're working on one of the standard buildings now, but the 2 preferred have already been completed and the upgrades are very, very nice.
Yeah.
It's cheap to stay by point wise, and it's a great location. So, and let's talk about cheap. All right, while we're on that.
Yeah.
Saratoga is also the best value. When you look at the price per point, the longevity of the contract to 2054, and the second or third lowest maintenance fees right now at $677 a point. It is your best value when you're looking for value. Yeah, it's a good value. And if you're not going to book until 7 months or less, that's probably where you're going to end up anyway. Or if you're going to book at 9 months during a busy time like Christmas or Thanksgiving, you're still probably going to end up there. So why pay for the more expensive points if you're not booking at 11 months? You're probably going to end up at that resort anyway. I'd hate to pay $180 for Grand Floridian points and be staying at Saratoga or Old Key West or somewhere to that effect.
What type of amenities do the rooms have that make them stand out from a regular Disney resort hotel room?
Well, all of the DVC resorts have the same things in them. All of the studios have a coffee maker and a toaster and a mini refrigerator and the wet bar. And then the villas all have a full kitchen with pots and pans and glasses and silverware and washers and dryers. And the hotel rooms don't have these things. So this is DVC stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like, basically it's like a miniature home.
Especially the villas.
Mm-hmm. Now, the kitchen, washer and dryer, they don't come with studios, but they start with the one bedroom. Is that right?
The one bedroom and go up.
Yeah, I know when I was looking into getting an owner's locker and I asked people some of the more interesting things that they keep in them, several people mentioned crock pots.
Yeah, you can cook with a crock pot, and you can get one from the front desk if you need to.
I did not know that. So even if you don't have one of the villas, you still have lots of options to cook in your room and save some extra money. So we talked about the Turf Club and Artist Palette. What about the pool bars? Have you frequented them?
Possibly. You can actually order. You can actually order a meal, a sandwich, or whatever from the pool bar at the Springs, and they'll have somebody bring it to you. They give you a flag with a number on it, and somebody will bring it to you. And it's decent food. It's coming from the restaurant. I think over at the Paddock, I might be wrong, but I think you can only get like chips and snacks and stuff like that. I don't think you can get a sandwich. I think that's limited to the Springs.
I think they do have sandwiches, salads, and burgers at the Paddock Grill.
Okay, I hadn't ordered it. I didn't know.
Okay, they also have pizza delivery.
Yes, they do in the rooms, and you can actually get it delivered to the pool. Now on race weekend, they during any of the weekends that there are races, they take the main pool at the Springs and they rope it off, and they have a sign that it's for runners only, and they have balloons up and a banner, and they have oranges, and they have water, and they have bananas, and they have yoga mats that you can sit on. And to my knowledge, this is the only resort that's doing this.
So that's a special activity that's for the race weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the other resort activities that they have at Saratoga?
They still have the community house, just like everyone else. At the main pool, they also have ping pong tables, foosball, I believe, outside by the pool. That's really nice. They have the 4-person bicycle rental thingy. And some other stuff that you can rent. They've got the games there. There's always something going on there, it seems like.
Yeah. They have tennis courts and a basketball court.
The gym there is really nice at Saratoga.
Mm-hmm.
And the spa is nice. I like the spa better than Grand Floridian.
I did see the tennis courts when we were there. They're on the backside of the Springs pool.
I have never seen it.
It is on the other side of the spa from the pool.
Unless you're on the golf course, you're not going to know that thing's back there.
It's a hidden gem, right?
It is.
Okay, well, you just mentioned another thing that's special about Saratoga. It has one of the Disney golf courses.
It does. It does. And from what I understand, it's a nice golf course. I don't golf. I like to drive the golf carts. They have the campfire there at night also. They have the movies there at night at the pool. I mean, there's a lot to do there. And they're always there's a lot of interaction with cast members there, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the playground is over by Congress Park. It is on the water. And they have fenced that area in now, so it's really nice. There's a grill at Congress Park near the pool. And it looks like there's one over in the grandstand area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we saw that one. I think there's one in each section, actually.
Okay.
And the pool slide at the Paddock is actually longer than the pool slide at the Springs.
Yes, it is. The Paddock pool is just a short little thing. But it has a very little but very cute Donald Duck splash pad.
So they do have the spa. I believe it's currently closed, though.
Yes.
And they have the bike rentals, Surrey Bikes. Says that you can get a bass fishing excursion. And you mentioned the community hall. What type of offerings are in the community hall for people that may not be familiar with that?
The community halls have games. They've got card games. They've got board games. They have books. They will do different activities with the kids on different days. They'll do face painting. They do tie-dye T-shirts. They do a little bit of everything. One other thing that Saratoga does have is they have a running course, a running trail. It's only a mile. Some of the others have a 3.1 mile, a 5K course, but Saratoga has a 1 mile course.
And the scenery is nice, so there's lots to do. It's a good value, and it's still got 34 years left. So, all in all, I think Saratoga would be a winner for anybody that wanted to get into DVC with a good, just for a basic good value.
If you're not sure, if you want to get started and you want to try it out, this is a good place to start because economically it sells well. I like the resort.
Yeah, and I think that once the refurb is completely done, it's really going to make it a very desirable resort at Disney World.
I agree.
Because it's got so much going for it.
So you guys need to come out and visit us. Rick and I both own at Saratoga. We both love it. We'll be happy to give you any advice on the park or on the resort. But it is easy to spend a couple of days there, doing nothing, going to the spa, hanging out at the pool, renting bicycles, golfing. It's all right there. It's all right there. You could spend 2 or 3 days at the resort and be busy.
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
And, we mentioned that the Turf Club is a very good restaurant. It's a hidden gem. But not only does it have that, it's got all of Disney Springs.
Yeah, at 5-minute walk to Disney Springs. You could be at homecoming in no time.
Yeah. There's so many choices at Disney Springs now. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's new bakeries over there, and new cookie places opening up, all kinds of stuff. If you haven't had Blaze Pizza, oh my goodness, it's amazing. Art Smith's Homecoming, Deluxe
Black Pig. I like it. All right. So if somebody was interested in a Saratoga Springs contract or any other DVC contract for that matter, where would they find you, Bee? You
can find me at dvcshop.com. and click on the resales. You can send me an email from there. You can send me a PM on Facebook under Bee Thaxton. You can find me on a couple of Facebook pages that I stalk all the time. One is DVC, Disney Vacation Club members, and the other is DVC Shop Resale. It has the red DVC van on it.
So that's your all's information. If anybody wants to find us, they can find us at monorailtales.com. And we will be back soon with another DVC Resort special. So thanks, Bee.
You're welcome. Good night, everybody.